In fact, there's a great piece at blackandright.com by Bob Parks, who is black, and he talks about the circumstances involving.
Visitors were removed from a section of the Natural Museum of African American History and Culture on Wednesday after a noose was found on the floor of one of the rooms.
A noose was found at the National Museum of African American History and Culture.
A noose found inside an exhibit about segregation. The museum director calls the incident, quote, a painful reminder of the challenges facing African Americans every day.
A noose was found there yesterday. We mentioned this a little earlier. Now, it was found at the Hirshhorn Museum also in the same week, but the fact that this was put in the African American Museum, what does that say to you?
In a statement, the founding director of the museum said in part, this was a horrible act, but it is a stark reminder of why our work is so important.
A spokesperson for the Smithsonian says tourists found the rope this afternoon in the segregation gallery. The museum's founding director says the noose represents an act of cowardice.
A senior member of Congress is calling on the Justice Department to investigate what she calls an uptick in racial threats at the National Museum of African American History and Culture.
Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee's request comes after a noose was found in the museum's gallery and display on segregation.
A show of solidarity as well as a call for action. An urgent message is being sent to President Trump after that noose was found inside the National Museum of African American History and Culture.
I talked to Lonnie Bunch, and he says there is grave concern among the staff, the visitors, and the thousands of people around the country who have contributed to the African American Museum. Here's what he says about that noose that was intentionally left by somebody in clear view so that others could find it.
Well, I mean, I think we have no idea. Was it a kid who thought this was an interesting prank? Was it somebody who felt that this museum was a symbol of an America that maybe they didn't agree with? But all I know is that it reminds me why this museum is so important.
Lonnie Bunch would not talk specifics about security. He did call it one of the safest museums in all of the country, if not the world, both inside and out. There are protections, cameras, people with weapons, and security you don't see, he says.
The two big questions here on the table: why not release that surveillance video if they have it of the suspect or suspects involved, at least to the local media, to try to get some answers here? And then the other big question is, are there any suspects or persons of interest in mind in this case at all? And according to museum officials, at least right now, they told us, and I quote, they have no interest in releasing the video. Again, they didn't tell me why, but they said as of right now, no interest in releasing video.
As you know, we're a family, and it's so wonderful to us to see everybody come together at a time of pain, but a time that reminds us that the Smithsonian's at its best when it helps people confront the issues that have divided us, when it helps people realize that by working at the Smithsonian, we get to make America better. And so I am honored to be one of your colleagues and humbled that you're all here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you for helping us go through what is really one of the most difficult times we've had as a professional, because we know this is not just a symbol. This is about, the news symbolizes loss, pain, symbolizes a country that we don't believe in, but your rallying around us helps us remember what a great place we can be when we come together. Thank you all so much.